What's going on, guys? Aero here, and guys, as we get closer and closer to the launch date for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, more information has started coming out for these games, and so we've actually got some leaks here that I want to talk to you guys about, and I haven't talked about leaks for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon in a while, and that's just because there really hasn't been any big leaks or like fake pictures or anything like that that have been coming out, and so that's what I want to talk to you guys about, as today we've actually got some secret credible leaks, and I know you guys are probably thinking, well, Aero, you're saying credible, but what are you talking about? And I'll get into why these leaks are considered credible in my opinion in just a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about these leaks, and then I also got some new information for like the 3DS and just Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so that'll be at the end of this video as well. But yeah, hopefully you guys are ready, and let's get started. Alright, so I'm sure a lot of you guys heard me say credible leaks, and so I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering, well, Aero, what makes you think that these leaks are credible? And to give you guys an idea of why I think that these leaks are credible in my opinion, we have to go all the way back to last year when Pokemon Sun and Moon were about to come out. Now, if you guys remember, up until the hype for Pokemon Sun and Moon and its release, there was actually a lot of leaks that came out, and one of the leaks that happened to be a really credible leak, which was the Chinese leak. And this was like a leak that came out with the concept art for the final evolutions of the starter Pokemon. It had some concept art for like the new characters like Mallow and stuff like that. It was a pretty big leak, and it ended up being real when we got the final game. But there was also another leaker who ended up being pretty credible as well. I'm pretty sure they got a few things wrong, but this was known as the Riddler. And if you guys don't know who the Riddler was a person who was leaking stuff about Pokemon Sun and Moon, but they didn't like flat out say the information. They kind of gave some pictures or some ideas and hints as to like what the actual leak could be, and so you kind of had to figure it out for yourself. Now, like I said, the Riddler didn't get everything right for Pokemon Sun and Moon, but they did manage to get a good amount of stuff right as well, and there's no denying that. I mean, here's a picture right here from the Riddler leak at a point leading up to the hype and release for Pokemon Sun and Moon, and you guys can see right here that in the Riddler's leak, there's a picture of a toucan, and what did we get in Pokemon Sun and Moon? We got a brand new Pokemon that was a toucan as well, and so there's definitely a few things that the Riddler has been right about. Now, for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the Riddler has been pretty silent and really hasn't been giving us that many leaks or like inside information, and I think a lot of people just think that it might be because the Riddler is like suspected of leaking information. Maybe the Pokemon company knows who he is and is like after him, and he kind of wanted to just stay a little bit safe and didn't want to release any information. But guys, the Riddler is back with some information for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and that's what we've got here today. Now, apparently I've heard that the leaks that we have here do come from the Riddler himself, but it's not the Riddler who's actually posted these leaks, but rather the Riddler's told some other people about these leaks, and those are the people that have posted them online for us to see. And so that's why this information might not be as credible, as it's not coming from the Riddler himself, but rather these other people, and we don't know if these other people might have modified some stuff or changed some stuff, so that's why it isn't credible. But either way, because of the fact that it's coming from the Riddler, it does add a little bit of credibility. But anyways, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that it says right here is there's a new battle facility in the Festival Plaza that resembles the Battle Factory in past third versions that allows you to rent Pokemon from your friends, and you earn festival coins and rewards after beating your opponents. And then it says there's also a level system to it, and as you level up, you get to rent more powerful Pokemon. So this is actually really cool because it's talking about something that's pretty similar to the Battle Frontier from past Pokemon games. And if you guys remember the Battle Frontier, that was like an entire facility that had all of those really cool modes that you could play in it. But I can say that in my opinion, out of all of those modes that were in the Battle Frontier, I think my favorite has to be the Battle Factory, and that was just because you got to use Pokemon that you didn't even own, and all of these Pokemon were pretty unique and had their own cool movesets. And I think it would just be really cool to have something like this in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and this would definitely add to like the replay value and the post game, as you could still be doing this in a car or on the plane. You could just be doing some fun games in the Battle Factory, so that would be a lot of fun. And it says that you get to rent Pokemon from your friends, so I don't know how that's gonna work. I've heard some rumors that this might be like with the QR feature and stuff like that, like you could rent your friends' teams and stuff like that, but I don't know. I think it would just be really cool if they could somehow incorporate this into Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And it says there's also a level system to it, so you're going to get to rent more powerful Pokemon like the higher you play and like the more you level up in it. So this seems pretty cool. I think having the Battle Factory in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon would be awesome. It's definitely something that I would play, so yeah, it sounds pretty cool, and I think that this has a chance of happening. Alright, so the next thing that it says right here is, but it's true that all of them are coming back. Now I'm sure you guys are confused as to what it's talking about here, and that's because this actually comes to us from another post from the Riddler leaks that was done somewhere else, and I'm going to talk about this post a little later in the video, but basically in that post it talks about how all former team leaders are going to be coming back in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So that would be like Giovanni and Cyrus, and I can't really see that happening in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Like, how could they incorporate something where they have to bring back all of those like former team leaders? But anyway, this person is saying that it's true that all of them are coming back, and it says RR will capture Aether Paradise and kidnap Lily's you-know-who. So Lily's you-know-who is obviously referring to Cosmog, as that's what Lily's always had in her bag, and that's what pretty much revolves around the story in Pokemon Sun and Moon. But RR, I actually looked into this, and it's talking about Rainbow Rocket, and I don't know why RR means Rainbow Rocket. Like, maybe you guys know about this, and you can let me know down below. But like, there's a Pokemon card as well called like a Rainbow Energy, and this is Team Rocket's card, and somehow I like looked into some information online. So RR, apparently here the person means Rainbow Rocket, and it says, and you will have to fight all of them in order to rescue her. So it looks like maybe Lily's Cosmog is going to be captured, or Lily's captured, or something like that, and you're going to have to fight these former team bosses to be able to capture and rescue Lily. So this seems very interesting, but I just think that this doesn't make a lot of sense. It says those bosses are summoned by someone from RR, so I looked into this and people were saying it's Giovanni, like RR, Team Rocket, and Rainbow Rocket. Giovanni's going to be summoning them, and from their universes in which they accomplish their agendas. And I think that this, like, out of the entire leaks that we have here, this just doesn't seem to make any sense. Like, why would they have all of these past team leaders coming back into Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, I think this is too fantasy and like a fan dream or something, like where a lot of people would want to see something like this in a Pokemon game. I don't see that happening, but who knows, maybe this could happen. And I mean, a big reason that people are saying that this could happen is because of Mr. Masuda's Twitter. And if you guys look at Mr. Masuda's Twitter, he actually posted a picture where he was sitting somewhere, and it had all of these like former team leaders around him, like all of their main Pokemon. Like, you guys can see like right here that all of the team leaders' signature Pokemon are surrounding Mr. Masuda. And Mr. Masuda has hinted stuff on his Twitter in the past. Like, if you guys remember when Pokemon Sun and Moon were still going to be announced, he posted a picture of the sun and the moon together, and he was like, it's interesting how the sun and moon are together. So that was hinting towards Pokemon Sun and Moon. So maybe this could be true. Maybe somehow all of these former team leaders could be back, but who knows. Now the next thing that it says here is a Gen 1 Grass and Poison Pokemon gets an Alola form. Now if we look at the Gen 1 Pokemon that are Grass and Poison type, there's actually not that many of them. Now obviously the first one that comes to mind is the Bulbasaur line, so we've got Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur, but then we've also got Oddish, Gloom, and Vileplume, and then we've got Bellsprout, Weepinbell, and Victory Bell. So now out of all of these, I think we can obviously take out Bulbasaur and its evolutions, because why would they give one like entire starter line in Alola form and nothing with anything else? So I don't see that happening. But out of these two, I don't know what they could do. Maybe they could do Alola forms that are like version exclusives, like Oddish is in Pokemon Ultra Sun, and then Victory Bell and Bellsprout and all of them are in Pokemon Ultra Moon. Maybe they could do that, but I don't know. I mean, like, I don't see Alola forms happening anymore. Now obviously I'm going to say right here, I'm not ruling out Alola forms for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I think that there is a possibility that we could see brand new Alola forms. I just think that they would have revealed them by now. Like, don't you think like that would be one of those things that they would want to show us right away? Like, I don't know why they would want to keep that hidden, but then again, anything could happen. We've seen brand new Pokemon be introduced in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so anything could happen. There could be new Alola forms, but to me, I just think that they would have revealed them by now if there were any new Alola forms in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And finally, the last thing that it says here is Molayne is a new member of the Elite Four. So now if you guys don't remember who Molayne is from Pokemon Sun and Moon, I'll put his picture up on screen. I had to look up who this person was as well, because I haven't played Sun and Moon in a while. So yeah, I looked up who this person was, and I mean, I don't really see this happening. Like, why could this person be a member of the Elite Four? I mean, then again, I think that this person is like one of those characters like Ryuki, who is pretty irrelevant. Like, they showed up for a little bit in the game, but they didn't have that much of a purpose. So maybe that could be a reason why this character is now a member of the Elite Four. But then again, I just don't see that happening. Like, why would they want to have different members of the Elite Four in this like alternate story, unless like unless Molayne has like a significant role in the story and it ends up being like a really important character, then I could see Molayne being a member of the Elite Four. But I just don't see it. Like, I don't see why they would want to just change up one of the members of the Elite Four. And even if it's a new member, like, who would they get rid of? Like, who would be the person here that they would have to remove in order to have Molayne be a new member of the Elite Four? But then again, actually thinking about this, I was thinking thinking about this right now while I'm making this video. I think that this could actually make a lot of sense, because if you guys remember in Pokemon Sun and Moon, Kahili was the member of the Elite Four, but I think now we see in a trailer for Pokemon Sun and Moon, it looked like she had her own trial. So maybe now, because she has her own trial, that could make a new slot for the Elite Four open, and Mullane could take that spot. So actually now I could see this happening, because I think I'm almost certain that we saw Kahili in one of the trailers for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and I'll have that screenshot of her on screen for you guys right now, so you guys can see that she is a part of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and I think she's gonna have her own trial. So then again, I think that this could be pretty possible, but then again, who knows? Alright, so that's going to do it for all of the leaks that we have from the Riddler in this post, but there's actually another post that happened somewhere else where some other person was able to get some information from the Riddler, and there's only 3 points here, but I'll put the post up on screen for you guys right now. And yeah, the first thing that it says here is adhesive has an evo or a form change. Now here, it's obviously referring to the brand new Ultra Beast UB adhesive, and actually I think that this has a pretty high chance of happening. Now I don't know about you guys, but for me, whenever I look at UB adhesive, I just don't see it looking like an Ultra Beast, and I think that out of all the Ultra Beasts that we've seen so far, UB adhesive just looks the least like an Ultra Beast, and for that reason, I think that it could be possible that it might have an evolution or like a form change or something to make it look more like an Ultra Beast. I just think that it doesn't look that much like an Ultra Beast, it looks more like a Pokemon, and so there could be an extra form or like something like that to make it look more like an Ultra Beast. Now the next thing that it says here is the thing that I was referring to in my other post. It says all former team leaders come back or something, and so that's why I was talking about this post when I was talking about the other one, when I said like it's true that all of them are coming back. So once again here, I don't know if this could be possible. Like it just seems too too good to be true, kind of, where like all former team leaders are in one game at the same time. But then again, who knows? We're just gonna have to wait until the games come out. And finally, the last thing that it says here is it's only a fraction of the post game or something. So once again, I actually tried looking for this online, and it doesn't have any information on what it's referring to, but I think here they're just trying to say like it's only a fraction of the post game, meaning that the post game is going to be huge for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and we've pretty much gotten an idea from that. Like I covered that in my other video where I was talking about the interview that Game Freak's developers got to have, and they were talking about how they've prepared a lot of stuff for the post game for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so I think that that just makes a lot of sense. Now before we move on to some confirmed information, I do want to talk to you guys about this screenshot for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And now this is like a supposed leaked screenshot from the game, and I don't know about you guys, but to me, this image looks really convincing, as there really isn't anything about this image that tells you right away that it could be fake. But yeah, if we look at this image, it's basically our main character with the Ultra Recon Squad, Lusamine, Lily, and Guzma, all at what seems to be the Ultra of the Moon, or I think like the place where you summon Solgaleo and Lunala in like the original Pokemon Sun and Moon. So I think that this image looks pretty convincing. Like I don't think there's anything here that would make me think that it's fake. So if it is fake, I do want to say good job to whoever created this, because it looks very convincing. And yeah, I think that this is just a pretty interesting image. Like I don't know what could be happening here, but it is interesting how all of these characters are here at this one spot. I want to see what they're going to say and like how they're going to interact with each other. But I don't know about this image. You guys can let me know down below what you guys think for it. Do you guys think it's real? Do you guys think it's fake? Let me know all of your thoughts on the image down below. Alright, so the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about in this video before I wrap it up is the fact that Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are going to be the final Pokemon games that are going to be on the Nintendo 3DS. And I think that this was to be expected. I mean, at E3 this year, they already announced that a core RPG Pokemon title was in development for the Nintendo Switch, but I think people just refuse to believe that since they said a core RPG Pokemon title, they're not referring to like a mainline Pokemon game. I think that that was just a given right there, that a mainline Pokemon game is going to be coming on the Nintendo Switch. Like that's why they said core RPG. If it wasn't a core RPG, they would have just said a Pokemon title is being worked on for the Nintendo Switch. So I think it just made a lot of sense, but people were really surprised by this when it was confirmed, and I have the quote right here from Mr. Omori, and I'll put it up on screen for you guys right now, and it says, "With Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, we've tried to eke that out more and really push the system to its absolute limits, and we're now feeling that perhaps this is the maximum of what we can get out. So we're really treating Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon as the culmination of our work with the 3DS system." So here, this actually came to us from an IGN interview, and that's where Mr. Omori told everyone that Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were going to be the final mainline Pokemon games on the 3DS, but I think that this just made a lot of sense. Like, I mean, obviously they told us that a Pokemon game is in development for the Nintendo Switch, and already like the projected release is 2018 or later, so if they've already got a Pokemon game that's going to be coming out supposedly in 2018, then what makes you think that there's going to be a Pokemon game that was going to be on the 3DS 3DS next year as well. So it just made a lot of sense, and I'm just happy that it's now confirmed. Like he said it right there, there's no way that people can now say that Pokemon games or like mainline Pokemon games are going to continue to come out on the 3DS, because as much as they've already said it that it's going to be on the Switch, I know every time I've posted a video about Pokemon Switch, I've always gotten comments where people are like, Aero, you're wrong, there's no way that Pokemon is going to be on the Switch. I'll put that picture on screen for you guys right now of like one of those comments if I can find any. I'm sure I can. I'll put one up on screen for you guys right now. There's always people saying that there's not any chance that a Pokemon game is going to be on the Switch because it's a console and it just doesn't make any sense. But I think here this will let people know right now that yeah, Pokemon is in fact going to be going onto the Nintendo Switch, and they are done with the Nintendo 3DS. Now, I do understand that a lot of people are disappointed by the fact that you're going to have to go out and purchase a Nintendo Switch just to be able to play the next new Pokemon games, but I think you guys have to understand that the 3DS is a very old system, and I think people don't seem to get that because Nintendo puts out new versions of the 3DS every year, and even this year we got like the new Nintendo 2DS XL, and so because of how we've had so many iterations of the 3DS, people don't understand how old it really is. And if you guys have been playing on the OG Nintendo 3DS, that came out in 2011, so next year this system is going to be 7 years old, and so that's already a really big lifespan for a system, and so it's time to move on, and the next new portable device for Nintendo is a part of their home console, which is the Nintendo Switch, so it just makes a lot of sense, and that's why Pokemon should be on the Nintendo Switch. And so yeah, there you go guys, that's all of the information that I have here for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Definitely be sure to click that like button if you guys enjoyed this video, and also comment down below on any thoughts that you guys have for these leaks. Do you guys think that it's real? Do you guys think that they're fake? Let me know all of your thoughts for these leaks down below. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to cover some more Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon news in the future, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Go follow me on Twitter at @ActualAero if you ever want to tweet me something or ask me something. I'm usually able to reply to everyone on Twitter, so definitely go and follow me there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.